Okay guys, so here is the first of the 3 problems I think I'm going to do tonight. It's actually number 1 on your Chapter 2 review, where we're taking an equation in general form and then going to write it in standard form. Now remember, standard form is y equals a times the quantity, x minus h squared plus k. So I want to transform this guy into something that looks like that. The first thing you want to do is factor out your a. Only factor it out, though, of terms that have a variable in it. So it's not like a GCF. I'm just going to pull it out of the 3x squared and out of the 12x. So that leaves x squared minus 4x. I'm going to skip a nice little space there and then keep the plus 11 at the end. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and fill in that space. We're completing the square because, again, I need a square term in my answer. So that's how we're going to get it, by completing the square. So half of negative 4 squared makes positive 4. I can't randomly add 4 to my equation, or actually in this case, it wouldn't be 4, it would be a 12, without canceling it out later. So if I've added 12, I'm going to subtract 12 later, and then I should be ready to factor and be in standard form. So 3x minus 2 squared minus 1 is standard or vertex form of a parabola. From this, we can find several things. Vertex should be easy to pick out. Vertex comes from the 2, and it is the opposite sign there, and then the negative 1 at the end. Okay. The x-intercepts we have to do a little bit of work for. We have 2 choices. We can either take the original equation, which I've highlighted here in yellow, set it equal to 0 and solve, and if it factors, I would do that. Or we can take the new version of the equation and set it equal to 0 and solve. And since the first one doesn't factor, we'd have to use quadratic formula. I'm going to go ahead and take the new one. So if I take the new one, I have 3 times x minus 2 squared minus 1 equals 0. Add over the 1, so 3x minus 2 squared equals 1. Divide the 3, so x minus 2 squared equals 1/3. And then take a square root. So x minus 2 equals, don't forget your plus or minus, square root of 1/3. I think on the homework answers the review answers that I posted, I rationalized that. So if you saw a square root of 3 over 3, that's where that came from. And then all we have to do is add the 2 over. So my x-intercepts come from 2 plus or minus the square root of 1/3, or 2 plus or minus the square root of 3 over 3. The y-intercept should be the easiest piece to find. Go back to your original function, and there it is. It's the c value. So the y-intercept for this function has a value of 11.